Welcome back TBF fans. As always, the tips, tricks, techniques, strategies, going beyond. And as always, you have to be a senior player, have some popcorn, enjoy a cold beverage, and put some comments down below to help little small guys to grow if they need that. And as always, you have to be a small player, medium player, or just join this channel. Welcome, as we always explore everything that's Total Battle. Now let's get straight to it. Now today will be an interesting topic that you may not understand or may not know already, but we're going to talk about School Warriors as a whole, and there are little things back then that you might have not known if you started earlier. And honestly, I wish I did. So unfortunately, in this case, I have played this game about 4 years now, and I'm probably about 3 years too late. If I started a bit earlier than that, there were programs involved where all of you could have made some extra money. For those who happen to play during the release dates or during the first 2 years or 3 years, you were lucky enough to actually get into this program, which I'm going to talk about because this is something that I think will be a good history lesson for you guys to know. So let's get straight to it. As you guys are well aware, I want to go back to the start to get us rolling, but School Warriors was founded in 2015. Frankly, it was on Cyprus, which is pretty cool. They didn't start getting to their own type of work until 2016 and went full cycle into the game, and the release date was 2017. Now, here's something that you guys may or may not know. Technically speaking, it came out on Steam about, I think, 2018 to be correct. So if we we'll go back here, what was it? Yeah, so 2018 really, that it started rolling out from Steam stores, and that's actually more valuable for there. That's why there seems to be a small argument in the chats, and it's just a little historical thing more than anything. Was it 2017 or 2018? But I can confirm without a doubt it was 2017 when the game was actually fully released. So if you happen to be on there during the very first release, well done guys. But what I wanted you guys to know, and this is something you don't all know, and I didn't know about this until I looked a bit deeper, you'll find that a lot of games have affiliate programs involved, and this is most newer games that get into it. So this is mobile games, PS games, PC games, anything related really has an affiliate program in there, especially during its early days release. Total Battle, now that this is actually closed, so in this case 6 years a bit late, but you find that if you're in here, if you are good enough, you're actually able to jump in, you gain these type of rates, which is pretty cool. This is about every single country that's in there, and during that time, so the idea of affiliate program was that when you got people to sign up and join into this game, and especially when it put to your affiliate link, you would gain a certain amount based in the country or region that you're in, and so you'll gain a certain amount. So in this case, it was looking more around $3. So if you manage to join the program, you're gaining about roughly, in Australian dollars that is, $3 each for each new player that registered to the game. That was really cool, and I was kind of looking into it, especially when I started this YouTube channel for Total Battle, my total love for it. I started late, and I'm going like kicking myself in the backside because I didn't know it existed. I actually didn't even know what affiliate programs were. So just FYI guys, if you are playing other games out there, just pay attention that affiliate programs are pretty awesome, and if you happen to be into and you really love that game or program or product, there's a very likelihood that there's an affiliate program associated to that item or associated to that program or associated to whatever it could be, and that's something you could get yourself into because you're going to earn a little bit of money because every time someone registers into your link, you'll be earning the affiliate program amount that that program has set in place for that game or that thing that you're into, and that could be from all different prices, but Total Battle at the time was about $3 each person that joined the game, and I'm kicking myself in because I didn't even know the game existed. Now, it's not your fault, it's not even my fault, it's no one's fault at this case, but just know that in future cases here, that if you're playing something new or getting something into a new program or just buying something you enjoy, getting into the affiliate program is well worth it because you're most likely going to be promoting it anyway. You're going to be getting your friends in it, your family and people into it as you socialize or be in social media. So that's a really good thing that I wish I was involved in. You were still part of it. That would be something that would add it on. So I'm quite sad that I missed out this chance because it was really so cool to be a part of. But anyway, that's something I want you guys to know as being someone who might have actually been there in the older players. That would have been an opportunity you guys could have got into. And if those who are new, unfortunately, we were a bit too late because the program is officially closed, as I said here, and that's really unfortunate because that would have been really cool to jump on board. So that's something I wanted to tell you about. Here's something that I have mentioned, but it's important to re-raise this because it's good to know this. You have to remember, in a previous video, I mentioned that new kingdoms are being opened every single day. From this point of this video, we are up to kingdom 340. These kingdoms here are not populated yet. This is just an FYI as a reminder, guys. When you find it's in here, you have to understand how Total Battle works. Now, for those who are new, let me walk you through how it actually works. And for those who are older, you guys know this well, but let me walk you through, especially for those who happen to be new. So you might see that these kingdoms here are brand fresh and new. They're completely closed. So if you go into it and you take a look at it, you find that you are unable to access it because it goes interaction with the kingdom is temporary, unavailable. It's because this kingdom is closed for 3 months. Every brand new kingdom that opens up, especially the fresh ones, have a 3-month period where there's an invisible barrier around them that protects them from older kingdoms from jumping in, from anyone sabotaging the growth and the development of those newer players. And what you find that for every kingdom that's in there for that 3-month period, these are very, very fresh players. You find with the mixture of those fresh players are older kingdom players who happen to be in there because they're starting a new account, they want to start fresh, they want to build a new clan. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's a way of gaining fresh blood. And by gaining fresh blood, you'll be able to kind of develop yourself into a monstrous type of clan if you happen to build yourself up properly. So that's really cool. And this is the part where you guys are well aware, and this is more targeted at the newer members who just joined in this game who don't know about this, but that predetermines your clan ranks, right? Now, you guys, when you start kicking off, and I said this before, when you just open up to a brand new kingdom, you just open up, your kingdom is fresh as a boat, around 299 million or 300 million is kind of like the area where you guys are sitting at as what you guys might think as a high tier clan, only to realize that realistically you guys are nothing. Like, you are really the pinnacle of the iceberg of fresh off the boat. And then what you're going to see, these numbers which hit into the billions, because that's what it is like in the older kingdom. This is where you want to be at. That's what you should be aiming for as a whole. Now, what I wanted to explain here, now you know here very well that you'll be in a newer kingdom where it's completely closed off. You're kind of like trying to build yourself up. Now, what Skull Warriors is doing here is basically kind of fishing out only those who are committed to the game. They're trying to see who are the main players here that are going to be kind of like keep themselves within that kingdom, stay there, because they know that during the 3-month period, they're kind of digging out all those who are going to be staying within the kingdom, the ones that are going to be committed to the game, the ones that are going to be spending, and they're the ones that are going to stay. And they'll keep doing it over and over and over again. It's a very good strategy because that way they thin out the herd for those who are committed, not really into the game, who don't really want to be there. This happens over and over and over again. That's why there's so many. Now, this is something that you guys don't know, especially for those who are fresh to the game. The kingdoms go all the way back to K1, the very original. And as the further you go back, you'll find that some kingdoms are completely empty, absolutely empty, because those ones left to other kingdoms, they could have been a war, you don't know what the disputes are, and they jump into the newer kingdoms. And that's the whole idea. A lot of times you find that especially the newer kingdoms that just opened up, the older kingdoms, especially the clans that are having war or disputes or problems with certain players or certain clans, or even the kingdom itself, then try to jump themselves into a newer kingdom because they can start fresh and they can eat up the new resource. Because a problem that's faced over and over again, and this is something that all old kingdoms are well aware of, is that a lot of times you find that every single epic monsters that's actually out there are being targeted down left, right, and center. Now, of course, the Swarm one is the worst because you only get 1 clan chest, which is absolutely horrible as a whole. But epics are the target down left, right, and center in most old kingdoms. Yes, my friends, for those who happen to be fresh as a daisy in old kingdoms, they are literally pinged off the bat non-stop, and they're defeated left, right, and center, like 50 or 60 or 80 of them a day very, very easily before the end of the 24-hour period that the event's on. And because of that, some of the what they feel as their higher tier clans of some degree of one way or another, but only to find themselves not really strong enough to target down those epics fast enough, and they go, you know what, I don't want to stay here anymore, I want to leave, and they want to get out of here as fast as possible. So that's why they find themselves in a situation where they go, you know what, I can't stay here anymore, it's time to jump into a newer kingdom. So they wait patiently for the new kingdoms to open up, send their entire clan over and start fresh, because that's the way to grow in a way, because they can't maintain themselves in that old kingdom because it's too many big fish. And when there's too many big fish eating and targeting all the leftover food, there's nothing left for them. All the resources are gone. All the crypts have disappeared. All the epics have disappeared. There's nothing left, and it's just too difficult. It's too much competition. So what do? They pack up their bags, they leave, they walk away into a newer kingdom because they can start fresh, because this is the way they can build themselves, knowingly knowing that everything's going to be all right, because there's now more resources than now the big fish on a little pond. They are literally the ones to fear most, and that's something that everyone knows, and so many people do it over and over again. While the older guys in the newer kingdoms, when you might feel that you're brand new and fresh, go, you know what, we can't grow properly. So you find those guys actually go back to older kingdoms to develop instead, because they're actually going with other players that are more developed. They're going to kingdoms which know what they're doing, and they happen to share their resources and help the little small guy grow. That's if they choose to. Now, you find that a lot of the old kingdoms already have their own plans, their own strategies, their own king, and they own multiple academy clans. And this has actually been seen repeatedly over and over again. So if you happen to be a new player in a new kingdom and you find that your clan is performing very poorly and going to an older kingdom, it doesn't mean you're always going to be accepted. In fact, you find yourself, you might be challenged even more, and you may be putting yourself in a worse position than you are before. So just be wary of what the challenges that you may face by doing so. So be wary about that. But the good part is that if you decide to go into an older kingdom, they can help you develop, and that's what's so cool about. But most people who haven't been in an older kingdom jump into a newer kingdom because it's a lack of resources in the kingdoms that they were before. And that's why they jump into these new ones, because why not? Because why not gather all the resources possible and become a big fish all over again? And that's what I want to leave you up today, because FYI, when you look into these things, it's kind of really interesting to see and how Skullwars approach things, what was there before, and what we're doing now as Skullwars has gained more and more traction to their channel. Because let's face it, the company is building up really, really big. They've got tens and thousands of players joining in daily. They're making all their money through the use of in-game purchases, where you're buying all the stuff in-game, right? They're literally living the life. This is their only game. They haven't made any other games at all. This is the only baby they have. They're doing a full focus on this game, and they're doing very, very well. While we pretty much purchase all their in-game purchases, going from $80, from literally $40, $8, and the prices differ, and we are buying right into it, because in the end of the day, this is a pay-to-win game. But for those who know it, if you play long enough, it becomes free to play as long as you're in a proper growing clan. That is where you currently want to be at. That's where you want to be at the end of the day, in a very developed clan. But unfortunately, for those who start off, you are paying out of pocket at the start because you're still learning those basics. For a clan to grow, you have to put money in. And now with seasonal involved, and you know guys already were completely well aware of that, this is where you're draining the most money out. But playing properly, and I do have other guides for that, you can follow that on my channel. I'll let you guys see it for yourselves, because if you do want to follow that, just go to the TBF, the main channel here, and I have several events here that go around and talk about all the events that's happening that's going over in SK right now, in the seasonal kingdoms. So I want to keep this short and simple. I won't go into much more detail than this, but it's always interesting to know what's going on as an FYI, yeah? Now, as always, if you happen to be sharing the same type of interest, you can reach out to me. We can call up one another, go on a Zoom call, and we talk. If not, leave a like, subscribe, put a comment down below, and I'll see you guys again in the next TBF episode. Bye now. See you later.